Welcome to Arcturian Philosophy. I am here at the cemetery. Now, it takes a lot of courage for me to talk about this particular subject, but I will anyway. Now, how did I end up changing locations? Also, first I need to mention, in order to donate, please donate to Arcturian Philosophy, that's the name of my channel, at gmail.com on PayPal. You can send donations to there. I basically became a government target. I was a mind control target, and so what happened to me was what's happened to a lot of people. There was carbon monoxide blown in my vents. I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I ended up having to flee out of my own apartment complex. Yes, I ended up having to leave out of my own house, having to run away. And the CIA was involved with this. They were communicating with me in a telepathic fashion, telling me, oh, well, if you do this for us, everything will be fine. If you do this for us, everything will be fine. And so I kept refusing to trust them. So they sent someone to talk to me telepathically, a Russian kid, who basically led me down to the area that I am in right now by causing all of my carbon monoxide vent systems to go off at once. For causing carbon monoxide to come through all the vents, I had to flee somewhere. And so in the process of that, then being taken into military custody, because remember, I was being jerked around by the CIA. That's why it was a military lockdown situation. I was in two different facilities. One stayed away from California, I'll say that much. So not very far away. But in your classic desert scenario, facility in the middle of nowhere with the different things they were doing. They were putting more chemicals in the ventilation systems, things I didn't know what they were. Chemicals in our water, specifically ketamine in the water. When I was moved to the level 1 facility, at first I was called what was called a level 2 facility. Then I was moved to a level 1 facility where they put something in the water called BTH. Everyone kept trying to tell me, don't drink the water. It has BTH in it, and I wasn't sure what that meant, and I believe the H stands for hormone. But other than that, I'm not sure. They managed to convey to me that people became addicted to or strung out on this drug or hormone somehow in the water, and managed to give me a list of people who worked there who were strung out on the water. And so I narrowly avoided that there. The facility was run by actually not reptilians. It was run, the level 2 was run by reptilians and greys. The level 1, though, was run by the Arcturian hybrid. And if you look at my videos, Greys and Arcturians meet the parents. The Arcturians that are inside of this prison system, the way that I know about all this is being imprisoned by them. I was basically the people who ran these systems, these prison type mental health systems were Arcturians, and I would start yelling sometimes in the middle of being held there, And one of the guys who worked there, came over to me and said, he said, hey, you just talked about the intelligence of these creatures. They would not deny the existence of extraterrestrials or anything. In fact, everyone else could see them plainly, and I couldn't, so I was at a bit of a disadvantage. And the guy said to me, you mentioned these guys' intelligence. You're not going to make them very happy by yelling at them like this. And so they would try to tell me things like that to get me to shut up about what was going on. But what they were doing was they were taking Arcturian hybrids, Yaels, and just difficult to control individuals of the human race, of the hybridized part human race, because everyone in there was a hybrid of some type, and see what different drugs they could be given to attempt to control them. And most of these are psychiatric types of drugs that are given in order to enact control. So I had to endure that happening to me, and be able to get out of the situation. I would go into the shower, which is where I would get the most frequency conductivity, where I could hear things the best, and I would do what I would usually do, which is pulse frequency in the shower, because the water raises your frequency. There was one point where I almost died. My pulse is usually rather high. It's usually about 110 beats a minute, and that's just normal for me. So my pulse became very low, became like 50 or so, and for me that's really low. So I simply sat there, and I had to endure through this. One thing that was funny is I was talking to my someone who was holding me captive, one of the Arcturians actually, and I was saying mindlessly, my mom always wanted me to be a linguist. Were you ever a linguist? And I heard the answer, no, ventriloquist, which was pretty funny. No, ventriloquist. Because they were acting as handlers for people. That was the joke. So I went through this place, and after all of their bullshit, I would like to start some resistance groups around here. Again, if you're able to donate after going through this whole experience, it was terrible. If you're able to donate anything, I would really appreciate that. Again, to donate, you use the email address arcturianphilosophy@gmail.com in PayPal, or you can email me and donate crystals to me, or anything that you think might help someone who is forced to relocate, put into a loony bin, and then experimented upon by the CIA. That anything that you could think of would be helpful. So I'll leave you now on this beautiful Sunday. I hope that you all have a blessed path, and that you don't have to go through what I was forced to go through. So everyone have a wonderful day. Namaste.